All right, so peep, my hair is cooked. So I'm currently uploading a hard and strong video from episode 6. So I had to get another video out. I got a MacBook. It'll explode if I try to record a video and upload a video. It'll literally all this apart gone. So I wanted to get one episode 7 video out before episode 8 came out. I think the most underrated part of episode 7 is how it all played out for two individuals. I'm gonna do the other one later, but for one of them, he's not thought of as a schemer per se, at least not in the mental state. He physically will beat the mess out of somebody. And actually, I think he does have a couple schemes, couple devices to his name, but really, I think he's thought of as more just a badass. But I think it's to his big brain. Daemon Targaryen. I think there's some things that he did. Now, it's just me thinking. I could be giving this man too much credit, at least too much long-term credit. I think there's some short-term ploys that he employed that may have went one way or the other. But I think there's a long game too. So we flash back to episode 3, 4, where he took Naira out to the ball in the poor people area of King's Landing. And he decided to say, okay, after a while, after he kind of got her to his whorehouse, kind of revealed some of his true ambitions a little bit, we get this weird scene where Naira, I don't know if just because, I still don't know what this was all like from Naira's perspective in this moment. I still don't know what that was entirely. My initial premise was that he was the first guy that she, as a young, influenceable, rebel girl, really got into physical contact with. And I thought that was supported by the fact that she went and just smashed the next guy that she saw after him that wasn't poor, Chris Nicole. That's what I thought was happening. And then I thought it was even more supported by the fact she just started smashing anything with a penis in King's Landing. But now we flash forward a little bit and we had episode 7 happen where she's still feeding for Uncle's, Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail. I don't know. I don't remember what that theme song was. But peep this. So she's like, this isn't just, like, she's always kind of had a desire to have him around. But in the first few episodes, that seemed like more of just, he's family, he's blood, And she looks up to him almost more than she looked up to her own father. Like, I thought this was a family thing. And then we kind of get these kind of weird, when he gets back to King's Landing from cutting off the crab feeder, we get these kind of weird, little eyes that they share, these little glances they share. I thought that was weird. And then obviously I played out to what it ended up being. But maybe it was more of the Targaryen incest thing going on than I eventually laid it out to be. That could just be an L on my face. I don't know. But it's, no matter what the inspiration was, just moving past that, it's clear that she is currently feeling for this man on like an emotional level. Again, maybe because he's like the only guy that she really has had legitimate compassion with. Her form of love to this point is pretty much just having sex. So he was the most intimate and emotional relationship or coming to a relationship that she's had, which says a lot about Rhaenyra Targaryen. But for some reason or another, she's emotionally attached to this guy. And he saw that. I think, this is just me theorizing, I think what that moment was in episode 3, episode 4, was both, and as he put it, him not necessarily wanting to do with his kid, which probably the first level of morality that we've seen from Daemon yet. I don't think he wanted to do with his niece as a kid. I think he didn't care about her being a niece per se. And I this is me inserting my logic. I think that he thought he saw actual love in that woman's eyes or in that girl's eyes, And I think he thought if he could play that out for the long term, he could have her wed to him consensually without even needing to talk to her father. I don't think at any point, especially after what happened, I don't think Viserys would ever co-sign Daemon marrying Rhaenyra. But with Daemon being, or Viserys pretty much being feeble, old, out the fucking paint, I think Daemon saw it as a chance to make it happen. And once we saw Daemon really being dismissive towards Viserys, that kind of that made me really reuphold that, like, he doesn't view him as even worth having as an ally. Like, him even pump faking and thinking, okay, well, I can get back to Dragonstone, eventually get back to King's Landing, get back into the court by having Viserys' hand. He doesn't give a damn about that. But he still wants power. We see that. I mean, Rhaenyra pitched a beautiful idea to him, the idea of getting back into the graces of the throne, the lineage of the throne. But he wanted it all along, dude. I swear he did. And I feel he almost got convinced by Lena before she had died of going back to Dragonstone. Like, I would say 70% there. At least Dragonstone, if not King's Landing. I think this is what he wants, and I think he's done an A1 job of maybe not masking it per se, because we've seen glimpses of that desire to at least be back around the Targaryens. But I think he's making a power ploy. I really do. And I think we're going to see that unfold not in this episode, but maybe the upcoming episodes when we start seeing like the real dance of the dragon, so to speak. When we start seeing guys really, I mean, right now we're starting to see those factions fold, but I think when we start seeing like it really becomes a blood versus bloodline, the half strong, half Targaryen kids against the half those other Targaryen kids, maybe against Daemon's Targaryen kids. He has his own Targaryen kids. Once you start seeing this all play out, I think that's when we'll start seeing. I don't know if Daemon will double cross Rhaenyra, but I would not be shocked if he did. I'm not predicting that because I don't want to be wrong. I think he needs Rhaenyra in his good graces for as long as possible, because at the end of the day, whatever happens with the throne, even with them now having a dragon, the High Tower Targaryens, they still got a lot more dragons, and they got access to dragon stones. They have access to more eggs. So at this moment, if you want to get to the end zone, you got to get through the Targaryens now. The two Targaryens, the Targaryens squared. You got to get through them if you want to get to the goal line. If you're Alice in the High Tower and Otto Hightower. I don't know what I don't want to go along with this. I feel like I could go along with this, but it's just hypothesization. I really don't want to go too long. I do think that we've seen enough to make us say that at least Daemon, this marriage that he proposed so many years ago is something that was going to be obviously coming back to at some point, especially with her pretty poor relationship with guys at this point in her life. They're going to have a kid, by the way. I'm pretty sure about it. I haven't read the books. I haven't seen even the preview. But I'm pretty sure I have a kid. That's something that Daemon's wanted forever, is a son. Hasn't had it yet. Rhaenyra needs a Targaryen. And with the her kids being clearly thrown to the wind towards their lineage so far, she's a Targaryen. And hey, what if, just to throw a little bit of spice on it, George R. R. Martin shit, what if we have that Targaryen kid beef with Rhaenyra's other Targaryen kids? That seems like something GRRM would do, wouldn't it?